When your digestion is perfect, your mind remains normal. It doesn't get disturbed and agitated. What happens is, when we take food, part of it is used for building the tissues of the body, part of it is used for the supply of energy to the body, and the remaining part is thrown out of the body as excretions. And they are of three types of solids, liquids and gases. So the toxins in the form of the solids are thrown through the fecal material, in the form of the urine when they are in liquids, and the gaseous toxins, they keep on accumulating in our system. And where do they, when they become saturated in the blood, then they go and accumulate in the joints, because there is a gap there. And that is why when we break the joint, nothing is broken. But when we break the joints, we feel relieved. What exactly has happened? See, that time the gas which was accumulated in that particular joint, that is released, and it goes back to the bloodstream. And those toxic gases, they keep on eating the heads of the bone and also the cartilage in between if it is there, and also dry the synovial fluid. And therefore, the joints, as the age grows, the joints start hurting. Then there is, arthritis, and then we cannot sit in one posture. It is too painful. Why? Because these toxins which are in the gaseous form, they are not removed. And that is why pranayam is not spoken of in this light by Patanjali. But in Yajnavalkya Smriti, and also Vasishtha Samhita, the pranayam is spoken of for cleansing the body. This is called as Nadi Chodhanam, inner purification. And when we do the pranayam exhaustively, clearly and twice a day, like we have to go to toilet or urination twice, thrice a day, in the same manner, minimum twice we have to sit, empty stomach and do the pranayam. The net result will be all the toxins from our body will be thrown out. And as the toxins go out of the body, there is no stimulus for the mind to get irritated. As you are all sitting, just imagine there is some small stone just below your buttocks somewhere. It will keep on hurting you. So you will do like this and then sit like this. After some time, when the weight increases, again it will hurt you. So you like to do this thing. Hey, why are you doing like this thing? There is something below there. Then why don't you remove it? Oh, again I will have to get up. Therefore it's okay. I think it's good. Exactly this is what happens to the mind. The mind is stimulated by the gaseous toxins. These toxins act as a stimulus and therefore the mind becomes agitated. Agitated mind is thought process. And therefore, when we do the pranayam, all these toxins are thrown out and the mind remains naturally quiet. See? And when the mind starts remaining naturally quiet, then that quiet mind is employed in the inquiry about our identity. As to who am I? Simply sitting and quietening the mind is not enough. We have to establish our correct identity. It is this that we have to learn and practice. And therefore, the fourth discipline in the Ashtanga Yoga is pranayama. The fifth discipline is the pratyahar. In pratyahar, pratyahar is a doorway, a gateway. Outside, yoga sadhana is yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, outside the body. Inside, it is dharana, dhyan, samadhi, at the level of the mind. And what are the gateways between the outer world and the mind? It is the sense organs. So pratyahara means closing all the sense organs and organs of action without any effort. When we are able to close our senses, the world cannot enter us. See? Once I was in a cinema theater, very unique kind, a big screen, and whatever you see there, that you experience on your chair. Suppose the car is going, you feel that you are in that car. And when the car takes a turn like that, your chair also moves like that. Suppose the car is going on the stony road, your chair also it becomes like this thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have seen?
Yeah.
It's a great experience. So when I was seeing, before we enter the that cinema hall, there was a big board there. The following person should not see. 1. If you are pregnant, if you have got a heart problem, if you have got blood pressure problem, and if you are fearful on small issues, psychic, should not enter the hall. So I said, first of all, I am not pregnant. Second thing, I have not a heart problem. Third thing, I have no blood pressure problem. And fourth thing, I am not afraid of anything. So we entered. And 3 of us. I was sitting in the center, this side one boy, this side one girl. And when we were seeing, the scene was that the train is going, we are seated in the train, and is going this way. Then the tunnel comes, immediately the whole cinema hall becomes dark, you can't see, but the sound and the train moving, you are still enjoying as if you are in the train. Then the train comes out of the tunnel and goes, beautiful thing like that, and suddenly the train meets with an accident. So the boy who was sitting with me, Swamiji, let us go out. I said, no, close your eyes. And he closed his eyes. Now I am all right. See, that experience of the outer world enters us through the sense organs. Therefore, it is necessary for us to control our senses. That is called as pratyahar. See, for us, when the good food is there, eat. When there is a chance, today is Sunday, anyway I don't have to go for work, therefore sleep up to 10 o'clock. Our enjoyment is only sleeping like a pig. There is no better quality of enjoyment, See, in this manner, pratyahar is a control over our senses. When these 5 things happen, then we come to the mind. And see, in all this, we are only educating. We are not physically involved. First, educate in your relation with the world. Educate self-discipline. Educate the asana as you are at peace with yourself. See. Then the pranayam is cleansing process. And when the cleansing becomes complete, mind and the body start separating from each other. And when the mind is separated from the body, then mind will not think in relation to the body. Get this point very clearly. You must have seen a huge expanse of a river flowing in one direction. So the waters are absolutely flat and slowly the whole mass of water is flowing. Suppose in between there is a small rock coming out. Around that rock, the water will start ebbing, is it not? Around that. In the same manner, when the mind is flowing and in that body identification happens, then all the thinking is with reference to the body. And therefore, when we are practicing from yama up to pratyahara, to that level, our mind is sufficiently separated from the body. Now we start working on the mind. No more working on the body. Body we already dropped. Mind is no more holding on to the body. Now that mind is taught Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. So the mind runs in places. Mind runs in objects. Mind runs in times. These are the three areas where the mind is constantly running. Either it is running in the objects or places or the times. And to control the mind means to control these three things. And after having come here, then we understand what is the meaning of samadhi, etc. So we are at the